This is Project Censored, and Project Censored is not. They're not going to put out anything that isn't carefully researched, carefully vetted. This is not just someone's thought experiment. Uh, this is number 13 on their list of the year's most censored stories. You can get the whole list at their site. The Intercept's Mara Vistendal uncovered hundreds of undisclosed accidents at biolabs in the United States. Hundreds. Her November 1st, 2022 article, and the reason the most censored of 2023 goes back to 2022 is because they do like a full year ending in like August, September. So that's why. Anyway, article spotlighted the case of a graduate student at Washington University of Medicine at St. Louis who contracted the debilitating chikungunya virus, which is responsible for epidemics in both the Caribbean and Africa, because she did not report the incident where a needle stabbed through her glove immediately. Because she didn't report it, no safety measures were put into place following her possible exposure. Her supervisor did ultimately report the accident to the NIH, but until now, the event has remained out of public view, meaning it was not reported to the press. So have hundreds of other incidents at U.S. biolabs. Accidents like these are not uncommon in U.S. biolabs. The Intercept analyzed more than 5,500 pages of documents from the NIH to reveal a range of issues. Some included malfunctioning equipment, spilled beakers, transgenic rodents, which doesn't sound good. I'm assuming they're 8 feet tall, right? That's what, hold on, I'm checking with my producer. That's what transgenic means, like 8 to 9 feet tall. Yeah, I assume so. Rodents running down the hall, and a sedated macaque monkey coming back to life. Oh, wait, is it not called a macaque monkey? Did you just say macaque? All right. A sedated macaque coming back to life and biting a researcher. No, do not. Whoever right now out there is thinking you're going to make a joke about macaque coming back to life and biting a researcher, don't do it. Don't do it. Whatever you're about to say right now about you thought macaque was sedated, stop. Just stop, okay? Most of the incidents involved minor pathogens or did not lead to infection or illness. However, some accidents did result in illness. The United States is a patchwork. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. It's like, okay, first we need to learn, there's biolabs in the United States. Yeah, I guess maybe I kind of knew that. Then you need to think about, well, but they're heavily regulated and careful, and there's so much done to make sure we the American people are not suddenly hit by some crazy pandemic, such as there is a lot of evidence saying that it likely was a lab leak in China, although with U.S. researchers that created COVID-19. But all of that is to say, like, you'd think, okay, heavily regulated, very careful. Listen to this part. The U.S. has a patchwork of regulations and guidelines covering lab biosafety. Safety training can vary widely from one institution to the next. At some, they're very safe. At others, maybe not. Experiments involving specific pathogens and some research funded by the U.S. government are subject to oversight. But critics liken other areas to the Wild West. In Biolab Wild West, not Wild West where, they get a prostitute for a nickel and shoot a guy as long as he told you were a dog. It was allowable. It's like, did you hear what he called me? Yeah, I heard. It's fine. You can kill him. Unless they work with the most dangerous pathogens, biolabs do not have to register with the U.S. government. You could just be a biolab. You just go, I started a biolab in my basement. Actually, there was one of my apartments in college. It was totally a biolab. I mean, not intentionally, but we were growing some things that would not be legal in most states. To continue from the article, as a result, there is little visibility into the biosafety of experiments carried out by private companies or foundations. So I'd almost put this under the no regulation umbrella. I mean, if you're allowed to have a biolab without barely reporting it, then how is that considered safe in any way? Now they get into the media coverage and how little media coverage there has been of this type of thing. Then they go through a bunch of aspects of how little coverage, but they say corporate coverage has primarily focused on global threats and downplayed the vulnerabilities of biolabs in the United States. So there you go. Corporate media doing their best to cover up the reality of the situation. That there are biolabs within the US, that there are leaks all the time, and that many of them have little to no regulation or oversight or people making sure that we don't, all die. Glad to hear it. Awesome. Well done. Well done, nation.